So the other category topic that I like to talk about would be mechanics. I'm a heavy equipment technician, so over the last part of my career, I've fixed everything from highway transport to agriculture equipment to mining equipment. It's I've always found it to be one of those real good industries where if you get into it, it's like being a barber. Everybody always has something to fix, and there'll always be a job for you to do. If I was anybody, and you have any mechanical aptitude, I'd definitely recommend being a heavy duty mechanic. It's a rewarding job. It's the top part of our industry. I know when I went to school, I had our instructors say that the pay scale, heavy duty mechanic was at the top, and then automotive, and then aviation, and then followed by small engine mechanics. Now I know there's going to be gray areas. Everybody tops out in their selected field. Some aviation guys make more than me. Some automotive guys make more than me because they're good at flat rate. So, but in general, I'd say the average for heavy duty is probably one of the better paid out of the mechanics. Now, each to their own. Not everybody likes working on bulldozers or semi trucks, or, some people like working on Ford pickup trucks, Toyotas, small engines, Cessnas. Everybody's got their own little niche, but it's probably one of the better careers going. At, if you take the time to understand systems and stuff, it also crosses over. They cross over between what you have at work to what you do at home. It's a lot of your water systems, they work the same as an air system. They have tubes, they have gate valves and pressures and stuff like that you'll learn as a heavy duty mechanic. A lot of your different systems, they cross over the same as well. So once you can kind of visualize what systems you're working on, you'll realize that air and electrical and hydraulic, they all have the same kind of principles that have the same components that cross over. It took me quite a few years to realize it, but it worked. I had an instructor that pointed it out to me. If you look at pressure, well, that's the same as voltage. If you look at amperage, that's the same as flow. If you put that over to air, that works out to pressure and volume. Every system will have a relay. If that's a relay air valve, a relay hydraulic valve, or if that's a relay electrical valve. A lot of these things cross over. So anybody that gets particularly good in one should be getting particularly good with the other ones. It's long as you can break that mental barrier of realizing that it's not separate. It's all related in one way or another. So being a heavy duty mechanic has been a very rewarding aspect in as far as understanding how things work. It, uh, it's a depending on where you end up, it can be a physically demanding career. I know myself, I've got blown out knees, um, and that's from being on cement for how many years, rolling across tracks and rocks and things like that. I've broken fingers, but these are things that happen with, many other industries. So unfortunately, it sucks, but at least I still have them all. Um, you know, they do get smashed up, but it is what it is. Um, Starting an apprenticeship, it's important. If you're going to get into a field, finding an employer that'll actually apprentice you is good. But one of the biggest things that I always find about with apprentices is they get into a job, and then the job finds out that they can use them for something else. They're particularly good at being a laborer, or they're particularly good at being building maintenance or something like that. And or they keep you as a mechanic's helper, or they keep you as a first year apprentice. They get you signed up and working, and then you work for the next 5 years at a lower rate. Now, if there's anything that I can tell you, is don't let that happen to you. If the employer that's apprenticing you won't let you go to school, and it's been 2 years, it's time for you to move on. because you don't need to stay there because they're just using you. There's no way about it. They'll always come up with an excuse. Oh, well, it's a busy time of year. Well, you know what? If you're working for a busy company, it's always busy. Or, oh, well, we don't have the money. Well, if they don't have the money to help you get into a better job, like into a second year or third year, well, then what future is there for you there? So don't let whatever you're doing for work or whoever you're working for stop you in getting into a job that only makes you better. Um, but that's a problem that crosses over through any industry. It doesn't matter if it's heavy duty mechanic, electrician, plumber, any trade you run into that issue. And I'd say as a tradesperson, that's probably something that if I could pass on to apprentices is just don't let yourself be dickered around. It's not supposed to happen that way, and it's important that you stay on top of it.